Hello, everyone, and welcome to Overbooked, a little D&D game that we're going to be playing to celebrate a bunch of things today, but mostly the release of two adorable familiars who a lot of people have been asking about. If you don't know who I am, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator here at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. I will be your humble DM for today, and we're going to take a moment and let everybody else introduce themselves, and I'm going to go in the order which y'all are on my screen. Erin, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm a content designer for Idle Champions. I'm also the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, featuring 3 of your favorite Idle Champions Frida, Havilar, and Mehen. And I am the author of the recently released Empire of Exiles, who are available wherever you like to purchase your books. And today I am playing Scribbles, the Candlekeep book familiar, or book mimic.
I mean, both, right?
Both.
And Jay, would you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I am Jay McDonald. I am the office coordinator here at Codename. I am not the author of a book, but yeah, I work here at Codename, and today I will be playing Clearwind, the pixie, who rides the corgie named Basil.
And Treavor, would you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Treavor Bettis. I'm the community manager here for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and I'm going to be playing Jeremy, the little baby tiger that could.
and hopefully we'll do even more today. And
yes.
Finally, Anita, would you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Anita, and I will be playing Mighty Cutlet, the Way of the Sun Soul monk. And abyssal chicken.
I mean, that second part is kind of the most important part. Okay. Now that we have our player introductions out of the way, shall we go ahead and play a little D&D?
I guess we could. I mean, we're here.
Yeah, let's do this.
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah, we've got a couple of hours. Let's have some fun. Candlekeep is usually pristine. The books are all very well organized and in place. The floors are swept. There's not an ounce of dust anywhere. There certainly aren't ruined walls. But as 2 figures enter the grand entranceway of Candlekeep, Jeremy, that's kind of what you notice is there's a lot of cleanup happening. This place that Tyrell has told you about that he is bringing you to is supposed to be this grand, amazing library that is filled with every single book known in the known universe and is amazing. And it does seem amazing, but it also looks like it just kind of had some problems. And they're cleaning it up. You can see some workmen working on a wall that had been destroyed, you think? You pass by rooms and halls that are filled with bookshelves where people in very nice robes are studiously putting books back onto shelves, dusting some of them off. You find people sweeping the floors, washing windows. There's a whole hallway that looks like it has water damage, like there was a flood. It's really weird. And as you're walking, Tyrell is saying, yeah, well, so I don't want you to get in trouble, and I got this thing that I gotta go do, and so I figured I'd leave you here with some friends of friends, because there's anywhere you could learn about the world that you're now a part of, it's gonna be here. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, I guess. What is this place again? There's books? What's a book?
So, a book is a thing that has a lot of pages and a lot of information in it. This place has a lot of those. But more importantly, it's got a friend of a friend who's going to be able to help you out and is going to hang out with you while I go take care of things in another dimension. I hope you're okay with that.
Oh, no, that sounds fine. Friends sound great. Books, I don't know, it instantly makes me feel like I got a bad reading speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you'll catch up real quick. Figured it'd be easier for you to feel better here than in another dimension. You're still getting used to this one, right?
Yeah. Was I in a dimension before? I don't know. My head hurts.
Oh, well, Jeremy, as you're walking down the hallways with Tyrell, would you describe yourself, please?
Jeremy is a tiger. End of sentence. I don't really know a better way to describe him. Yeah, he's a tiger that I believe it was he was medium sized, right?
Yes.
That's what I put on my character sheet, so he's medium sized now.
Well, he is now.
Yeah. I don't know if he has any of the things that I have on my character sheet, or if we are just hand waving him having those things.
Whatever you say in this moment is true.
Oh, okay. Well, Jeremy has had a glow up. Then Jeremy is ready to rogue. He does't quite know what that means.
But he gets inspiration for saying it. Oh my god, that's amazing.
Makos on the Spelljammer ship just kind of put him in that, and he's like, "You're a rogue now." He goes, "Okay," and so he's vibing as much as he can.
And you are vibing. Like, yeah, you're maybe a little bit nervous being new to this place, but this all sounds kind of fun, and definitely from what you've heard about where Tyrell is going to be going, it doesn't sound as much fun. And so you round a corner and come into a room that looks like it might be kind of maybe a lounge. It's one of the few places that doesn't have books everywhere. Just books in a couple places, but there's places to sit, a couple tables, some lamps everywhere, and there are 3 figures in this room that you've only ever heard about, but finally get to meet. Scribbles, where are you right now, and what are you up to?
Scribbles, I think, is probably scooting kind of under the shelves as they're being cleared and checking for rats and spiders and other delicious things. Scribbles is a very thick book that's kind of being pulled along by its little ribbon, like it's moving with its tongue. Just kind of checking along there, because man, would it be nice if there were some spiders.
And recently there have been, for a very long time, it's been very hard to find anything. But recently, thanks to some stuff that just happened, it's been a little easier to find some critters. So you're feeling very proud of yourself.
I'm so big.
You've grown a little bit. You've gained a little bit of muscle. It's been nice. Clearwind and Basil, what do you look like, and what are you up to?
So you see Clearwind leaning over the back of what appears to be a couch in this lounge. Clearwind's a very blue-themed pixie. They've got blue wings, blue outfit, blue hair. They really like blue. And they're trying to coax Basil out from behind the couch, where they've grabbed a book and he's curled around it, and he's like, "It's my book now. It's my book now. It's mine, and I'm keeping it. I don't care what it is. It's mine." And Clearwind's like, "No, Basil, please, we gotta put the book back."
That book happens to be, specific about bone anatomy, and that's why Basil is just not giving it up at all. And finally, Mighty Cutlet, what do you look like, and what are you up to in this room?
Oh, Mighty Cutlet is an abyssal chicken. And she is wearing a very nondescript red and white striped cardboard bucket on her head. And
legally distinct cardboard bucket.
Yes. And she is probably among tall stacks of books just like on a table. And she is just climbing on top of one and trying her best to flutter over and almost like Superman pose on each of them as she flutter hops on them and just shouting out, "I am Mighty Cutlet! Mighty Cutlet!" and doing interesting superhero poses.
I love it. Jeremy, this is what you enter to. Tyrell seems unfazed by all of this, although in the short time that you've been alive,
is very phased.
Yeah.
Jeremy is very phased.
And in fairness, in the short time that you've been alive, Tyrell is unfazed by most things in life. And Tyrell calls out to Scribbles, "Hey, Scribbles, I've got your new friend here. You want to come and meet him?"
Scribbles comes out from the under the bookshelves with the tongue. and blinks up at Jeremy with 4 yellow eyes amongst what soon to be pages. He says, "You're here for more biting?"
I mean, yeah, that's something I can do. Are there people in need of biting?
They're still undead, right? I didn't misread this.
So, let me paint a little bit more of the scene.
Sorry.
So no, you've asked a very relevant question. Tyrell is going to speak up and say, "Well, hopefully there won't be much biting, but I don't know. But we'll find out because Jeremy, the reason I brought you here is because Scribbles and Clearwind and Basil and Mighty Cutlet are kind of like you." And Tyrell looks at all the rest of you, and says, "So I pulled Jeremy out of a bag a little while ago. And
It was
Jeremy
absolutely terrifying.
And Jeremy has had a fun time, I hope. Oh, we'll see. But Jeremy was only supposed to stick around until the next dawn. But when you're in wild space, there is no dawn and everything's kind of magic. So now Jeremy's here forever. And I thought that it would be fun for all of you to meet him because you're all kind of, alike in a lot of ways." And then Tyrell turns back to Jeremy and says, "So this place got attacked by a really, really mean lich a little while ago. I forgot what his name was, but I heard that he lives. Anyway, shouldn't have to deal with him, but this place might be a little messed up, and you might just have to help put some books back in place and, easy stuff. There shouldn't be any more zombies or cultists or liches or weird portals or other things that Gosrick told me about. He told me about a lot of things. Also, he said something about the water damage, but I kind of lost track. Anyway."
Jeremy holds up a paw.
Yeah?
Yeah, are undead anything like that giant lunar dragon that killed me that one time?
Yes, but smaller and not as scary.
Okay.
But
okay,
this is
cool.
This is why I'm bringing you to hang out with these 3, because they're seasoned protectors of Candlekeep, and you probably only are going to be needing to deal with books. Okay, I gotta get back to my spelljammer. So y'all have fun. Bye. And Tyrell kind of waves at y'all and then continues to stand there looking happy, and then realizes that he's supposed to leave and turns around and walks away. And the 4 of you are left in this lounge.
Jeremy turns to look at all of you and gives you a wave with his paw. He's like, "Hi, I'm Jeremy. I think I have a bad reading speed."
Well, I mean, it can't be any worse than mine, so.
Okay.
Are you going to be new sidekick?
What's a sidekick? Maybe?
Sidekick? You fight with Mighty Cutlet.
Oh, okay. I've only fought like once before and it didn't end up very good. And then this other time I like turned into a robot. But that got better. So I have a lot of experience in that. So I'll do my best, I guess.
Scribbles' ribbon comes out and grabs Jeremy's paw and kind of flexes your little claws out. And goes, "Good hand biting."
Oh, I didn't even know I had those. Whoa.
Basil comes bounding out from behind the couch, finally abandoning the book, and comes
I have
up
an
and
instant fear
starts
of this creature, and I don't know why.
"Oh,
Ah!
Basil's nice. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy."
Okay.
But as Basil comes bounding out, Clearwind snatches that book off the ground and sneakily hides it away.
Yeah,
These are rules. Don't bite books. Bite zombies.
Okay. No,
All spiders are for Scribbles.
all spiders are for. Okay. No, I think I got that. As long as my memory doesn't have to do with reading speed, I think I'm okay.
And it's about that time that the door opens again to this little lounge, and a figure that 3 of you are familiar with comes walking on in, one of the avowed that works here at Candlekeep. That's kind of your handler in a way. Scribbles, Clearwind, Basil, and Mighty Cutlet, you're used to Avowed Dewey showing up and basically giving you assignments that involve, hey, go over here and help clean up this area, or go over here and, take care of this really minor thing. And he looks a little more frazzled than normal. He's kind of pressing down his robes and trying to compose himself. And as he walks on in, he goes, "Oh, good. The tiger's here. Hello. My name is Avowed Dewey. It's very nice to meet you. I'm glad that there's another one joining the menagerie. Scribbles, have you gone over the rules?"
Yes. No bite books, bite zombies.
I'm glad we were able to add on that second one. That took a while.
There's a third one too. All spiders are Scribbles.
Yeah, I eat them.
Yeah.
You'll find very quickly that's less a rule and more of you're not going to find any spiders. Scribbles is very good at finding them first. I know you just got here, but are the four of you interested in taking care of a minor emergency for me? And by, would you mind, I'm saying you're going to come with me because I'm kind of your boss.
Is that
Say
something-
yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You're learning very quickly, Jeremy. I very much appreciate it. Please, come. And he turns and imperiously walks out the room, expecting you all to follow.
He looked like he was expecting us to follow. Do we follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearwind hops on Basil's back and is like, onwards!
He walks, Jeremy, all the following. He walks down a few more halls and is giving kind of a running commentary on some of the cleanup efforts from this lich that came by, pointing out different things that are being taken care of by most of the other Avowed here at Candlekeep. But then you enter a room that is obviously one of the wings of this place that, unlike all the rest of Candlekeep that you've seen so far, that is in a fairly good state of repair and is maybe just getting finally cleaned up. This room is a mess. There are literally parts of books everywhere, like they've been torn asunder. Almost every single shelf is empty, as though someone came by and just ripped off all the books. The soft lighting that's in here has been jarred off of their bases, and so even though the magical lamps are still on, it's casting weird shadows. And there's a smell in the air, kind of like old leather and barbecue, that is a little disturbing. And Avowed Dewey points to the room and says, "So, this room, it's mostly fiction books, was not attacked in the recent attack. Was fine as of a few hours ago, the last time someone was in here, I don't know. But it was fine. And this room has been attacked today. Everybody else is a little busy with the other parts of Candlekeep, and so I've been tasked of finding someone to help clean and organize this room, and most importantly, figure out not just what happened, but we're missing 6 books. I don't know exactly which ones because of all the destruction, but we've done an accounting. 6 of them are missing. So someone came in here and destroyed everything and stole 6 books, and I need you to figure out who or what might be going on. Do you think that's something all of you could handle?"
Mighty Cutlet with their feet dirty room.
I believe in Mighty Cutlet.
I do too. I've never cleaned things before, but I'll give it a shot.
Well, the good news is the only thing you really need to do in this case with cleaning is just stack everything into piles. We'll come by and do the recycling later, but see if you can figure out who or what did this, and if you could figure out which books are missing and where they went to, that would be extra special. There will be bonus spiders to eat in it for you if you do.
Scribbles just claps its little, very excited.
Or whatever it is the rest of you eat. I'm still not sure what Mighty Cutlet eats, and I'm not sure if I want to know. Anyway, I have some other books that I need to take care of. I will be back in a few hours. So see what you can do. If you have any questions, keep them to yourselves because I'm not sure if I have any of the answers. Thank you. And he turns and walks away, looking slightly disturbed and also trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. And you are all left in this fairly large room filled with destroyed shelves and books.
Jeremy walks over to Scribbles and kind of pats Scribbles like on what Jeremy would think would be its shoulder. And it's like, hey, I'm really sorry you gotta see all this massacre. It's really messed up that all your people got killed like this.
What?
You know, all the other ones, they're all out there, but they're dead.
There's not. No, these are books.
And Scribbles is going to make a kind of a grumpy face and then turn briefly into a chair with 4 eyes and go with its little cushion mouth.
Scribbles is me. Scribbles prefers book form.
Oh, okay.
But he's not book. Don't read Scribbles.
I tried. It didn't end well.
I have less of a grasp on reality than I thought.
Did it not end well because Scribbles tells a sad story, or did it not end well for other reasons? The DM wants to know.
Probably both.
Little column A, a little column B.
Clearwind's just like, I used to have all my fingers.
Yeah, I used to have all the fingers. Now I don't. And Scribbles had a good snack that day. Or at least I hope it was a good snack.
We'll remember it always.
That was the day Scribbles got a taste for Faye.
A taste for flesh.
A taste for Faye is my next adventure. I'm just going to keep that in mind.
How do we clean?
Start stacking books.
Yeah, so you see this book? You put it on top of this book.
Okay.
And that's it.
Really
That's all they want from us.
And Clearwind, as you demonstrate this by picking up one book and putting it on top of another, what you've actually picked up is kind of parts of one book and a half of another, because every single book that you can see is in some state of destruction. And go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 18.
Nice. You're kind of half paying attention because you're trying to instruct Jeremy, but something makes you look down when you can feel with your hands, this is wet. This isn't just destroyed. It's wet and sticky in a way that is slightly disturbing.
Ugh.
The one that you've picked up, the cover, the actual cover of it is gone. And the pages that are left almost look like they've got bite marks in them. And the one that you are going to put it on top of, the back, basically both the front and the back of it, totally ripped out. The spine has been chomped through, it looks like. It looks like something ate these books and left a lot of the pages.
Hey, Scribbles. I know, we don't bite books. Have you ever bitten books before? Perhaps? Because or do you know what bites books? Because they don't have any covers. I guess the pages didn't taste good.
They don't. The ink is better fresh.
If Scribbles looks at the book, can it discern anything from the bite marks?
Yeah, go ahead and give me either an investigation or a nature check. One of the two.
They're both terrible. Let's
Oh,
see.
that's excellent. Excellent. Good news.
I like the Vecna eye dice, but it does sometimes take a long time to roll. It's a 5.
5. Did you roll investigation or nature?
It's nature.
Okay.
So Scribbles looks at the bite, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that's terrible, and that this is the wrong answer. Scribbles is gonna say,
I think one of the Avowed did this. They are eating their own books.
Do we think
It's a conspiracy.
Do we think it was Dewey? Do we think Dewey's trying to frame us?
Now, and because I've observed my cat for as long as I have, I'm going to give Jeremy some of those tendencies. So just without any word, Jeremy's just going to walk into the conversation, start sniffing the book.
I mean, that's
steps over everything, just gets right in there for a good sniff.
Sure. You going for what kind of check you giving me with your sniff?
I would like to do I have a thing for this actually, because I am a tiger and I have keen smell, which means that I get advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on scent. So let's see, what is my perception? Not bad. Well, that first one's a natural 20.
Hey!
So Jeremy sniffs.
Oh, that
proudly.
it's a big huff because you've decided not just to sniff these two books that your two new friends are looking at, but kind of take in the room. That weird, oily, leathery scent is still there, and there's that weird sweetness, that barbecue that you can't quite figure out, and you kind of think about it for a moment and you realize that it's not that it's barbecue, it's digestive fluid, which unfortunately you've had an encounter with because of large dragons. So yes, something relatively like your size, you think, or maybe a tiny bit bigger, not huge, came in here somehow and started eating books. And you're pretty sure, I'll say even with that natural 20, you're pretty sure this isn't humanoid. Like, Avowed Dewey was just a human. You don't think human teeth could do any of this. And humans don't smell like that. They have bad smells, but this isn't one of them.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was that dude. There's something about like my size that had like teeth that might have been like mine. I know this is not painting me in a great light, but I swear I was just traveling with Tyrell through space. And it came in and ate the books.
Scribbles wants to grab the book and stick it up by Jeremy's mouth and see if the teeth fit.
They do not at all. It's Jeremy's mouth is slightly smaller, you can tell, and the teeth are in a different configuration. It's also a little hard to tell because it's not like book and the chomp came in sideways. It's almost as though something bore in from the top or from the side, and then a lot of it has been pulled apart. Mighty Cutlet, what are you up to while all this sniffing and investigating is going on?
Mighty Cutlet is going to jump onto the tallest sort of, I don't know, bookcase or anything and try to scan, I guess, the perimeter to see if there's any, like, I don't know, drool trail or any tracks that lead to whoever possibly did this.
Awesome. So this room is kind of an octagon and the walls are all covered with shelves that go floor to ceiling, but there is a smaller shelf in the middle that kind of sits as a center point. That shelf is only a couple of bookshelves high, book racks, whatever you call those, the specific shelves on a bookshelf. So yeah, you're able to climb up and stand on top, and go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
As you scan the whole room.
That is a 15.
You take in the room, specifically looking for drool, but kind of figuring out the layout. You don't see any drool specifically, but you think that that's just because of the outright destruction that's in this room. Whatever happened was violent, and if it didn't go on for a long time, it went on for a very intense amount of time. You think that maybe if you looked at some individual books, you might be able to find some more drool, but something else catches your eye. The bookshelf you're standing on, all the books have been ripped off. In fact, some of the shelves have even been kind of torn and broken a little bit. Almost all of the shelves in this room are completely empty. All of the books have been removed and destroyed in some manner. You know, at the very least, back is torn off, a spine is ripped out, except for one shelf in the back. And you notice that one shelf has 6 books just randomly placed on it. And it's the only shelf in this entire room that has anything still standing on it.
Sidekicks, over there.
Jeremy just starts going.
Yeah, Clearwind's gonna be like, "Come on, Basil!" And as they like start to flutter up over to the shelf, and Basil follows along.
Yeah, you all walk over to this bookshelf that is just as described. There are 6 books still sitting on the shelf, and everything else is just in disarray.
Can we read what the
Can we
titles
check
of
what
the
the
books
books
are?
are?
Absolutely. The 6 books, I'll go ahead and put them in the chat for you. They're all what look like real nice black leather bound books, untouched, despite the absolute chaos of this room. And you see, in no particular order, they're not together, they're just kind of scattered about these shelves. Wrath of the Blue Lady, The Orange Alchemy Jug of Soy Sauce, A Walk Through Green Woods, Dreams of the Red Wizards, The Yellow Silk, and Deep in Violet Fungus.
Guys, they all have colors in the names.
After they say that, Jeremy just goes, "Oh, yep, totally was right about that reading speed thing. I now figured out what that is."
Jeremy, as one of your new companions reads off all the titles, it's as though you've been imbued with the ability to read common.
Well, that's
A little
new.
light bulb.
Basil holds up a paw for a paw 5. A high paw.
Hi, Paul.
Paw 5.
Jeremy is still a little timid about it. He's just like, "Oh, okay, I'll do that."
And Basil's like, like really goes for the high paw.
Like,
With his
Jeremy's
as well
claws-
as he can with his stubby little legs.
So hard, Jeremy's claws spring out for a second.
Yeah.
All right, you stand before a bookshelf. Everybody's just distracted by this high five. It's one of those moments in where the high five happens and then a freeze frame, and it's just the two of you holding it, and everybody's looking at you, and there's this awkward silence as this freeze frame has happened. And Jeremy, you've learned about freeze frames.
Oh, he's learned so much today. I'm so proud of him.
I don't know if this is a thing Scribbles would do, but I want to do it, so I'm gonna say that it does. I want to put these in rainbow order and see if anything happens. And maybe it's just Scribbles would like things to be organized on some level, having lived in the library for all of its remembered existence anyway.
Yeah.
So I just want to sort them.
I mean, I think that is completely normal for all of you that have worked here at Candlekeep. Whether or not sorting and organizing is part of your innate joy, it is something that the Avowed here have definitely taught you how to do. So what's the first book you go after?
The Dreams of the Red Wizards.
All right. You that was one of the ones on kind of the upper shelves. How do you grab it out of curiosity?
With Scribbles again, the tongue very long, and you guys see it sort of sticks when it touches, and kind of pulls it down and moves it over to the side of the shelf.
Well, interestingly enough, as your tongue across the side and you pull, 2 things immediately happen. One, as your tongue connects, this isn't a book.
Yeah.
It's wood. Tastes like painted wood. And when you pull, you're only able to pull it out a couple of inches as though it's stuck to the wall somehow. And you all hear a click.
Secret passageway. Secret passageway.
I never claimed to be a person who could come up with incredibly intricate puzzles, so I go for the classics.
If Scribbles kind of changes the leverage and sort of pulls on the shelf, does it swing out or?
It does not, but if you let go of this wooden facade of this book, it stays pulled out a couple of inches.
Oh. I'll go for the orange alchemy jug of soy sauce and see if it also clicks.
Yep. And you pull it out and you hear a click.
Clearwind just like sitting in the background, like vibrating in excitement, like secret passageway.
Jeremy, not knowing what to do, just tries to start copying her. Just be like, secret passageway.
Give me a performance check.
Both of us are just Jeremy.
Just Jeremy.
Oh.
I was trying to copy you, so.
Okay.
What is
Let's see.
Jeremy's performance? Did I give him performance? Because that would have been funny. No, I did. Still +2, not bad.
I mean, Jeremy's charismatic.
13.
Clearwind, surprisingly enough, this tiger is joining you and is kind of mimicking your movements real well. Like the two of you are almost like a whole crowd who are all cheering for the same team. You managed to even do the wave at one point together. It's very impressive. Mighty Cutlet, are you joining in the wave or are you doing something else? While Scribbles, I'm assuming, goes through and continues to pull books. Yeah.
Mighty Cutlet is also equally excited, but just because she wants whatever is behind these doors to be her secret base. But she will help Scribbles and pull, I think, the yellow silk, the next one.
Yep. How do you pull this fake book off the shelf?
Mighty Cutlet will flutter over, kind of half hopping and half using, like, I don't know, any tall stack of books to reach this book, and will just use kind of like open the back half of her to produce these like bloodied wings and just like smack that one and hopefully it'll move.
Yeah, between Scribbles and Mighty Cutlet, there's a lot of wet flapping that are happening. But yeah, the yellow silk comes out a couple of inches and clicks. And for the sake of, you've obviously figured out this puzzle, what are the other 3 books in order that you're going to pull?
Walk Through the Greenwood, Wrath of the Blue Lady, which I edited that book, and Deep in Violet Fungus.
I might have put some Easter eggs in here. Great. As this last book is pulled and clicks into place, you could swear you hear a little tune, like a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and the whole shelf, the Deep in Violet Fungus was on the bottom right-hand corner. And as you pull it, it clicks into place, but then you're able to continue to pull. And as you've all surmised, the entire shelf swings to the side. You don't find a traditional passage. You don't find a doorway or anything. It's a wall, but it's got a hole in it, a round, about 5-foot diameter hole that looks like it's just come through the concrete of this room and continued into darkness.
Oh, I'm starting to get why this whole place is dedicated to books. You can read them. You can fight them. They're mimics. You can apparently kill them, and they're doorknobs too. They do a lot of things.
Very useful.
Yes.
But they don't bite. We must go in and do the biting.
Okay.
We must avenge the books.
Onward to Mighty Cutlet's new secret base.
Yay, new secret base. I don't know what that is, but let's go.
You're about to find out as we make this our new secret base.
Are you all jumping into the okay, I'm gonna assume Mighty Cutlet's first because you're super excited about the secret base.
Yes.
As you jump up, the hole itself is about like 1.5 feet off the ground. It's not at the base of the floor. As you jump up and start to go on in, give me either a perception or investigation check.
I don't know why, but I just imagine Mighty Cutlet, like, as soon as they get into the hole, like, just going into, like, anime run mode, and just...
I keep imagining Mighty Cutlet with the cape.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for the cape.
Yes. I got a 4, whole 4 for perception.
Oh, no.
Mighty Cutlet, how excited are you to get into your secret base?
Very excited.
So yeah, Mighty Cutlet just runs forward. Who's next to go in the hole?
Me!
All right.
And I'm like, Basil, we're going in!
Basil, the corgi, has to kind of scramble in the most adorable way, a
Jeremy
little
gives
bit.
him a little butt push.
Absolutely.
He looks back at you and he's like nods at you.
I love it. It's adorable. Go ahead and give me either a perception or investigation check
Which
as you
one's better?
get onto the lip.
I forgot. I actually have decent wisdom. 15.
15. Did you give me perception or investigation? Which did you do?
That was perception.
So you notice two things as you scramble up and you watch as Mighty Cutlet's bloody wings disappear into the darkness. The first, that yes, this tunnel has no light. It is pitch black. And the other thing is you can feel as you walk forward, you get through the thick wall that has been burrowed through into dirt. And the dirt is relatively warm as you kind of walk along on your paws. You can kind of feel the earth beneath your feet. And you think, oh, this must not have been burrowed that long ago for it to still be warm like this. Who's next into the hole? I know, I like asking it. All right, Scribbles, as you your way up, I'd also love a perception or investigation check.
I'm gonna have to start rolling physical dice. I've never seen it roll this slow. It's a 9.
It's a 9. Investigation or perception?
Perception.
As you get up onto the hole and watch as two of your companions go charging off into the darkness, how excited are you to get to this secret passage in your new secret lair?
Scribbles is less excited about the secret lair and more about the possibility there will be something to bite or eat in here. Because in the clearing, we have taken out a lot of vermin. So there could be even rats, which are delicious. It is thinking about all the rats it could be eating soon.
Are they more or less delicious than spiders?
More.
Ooh,
That's pretty good.
yeah. It also kind of depends on the kind of rat and the kind of spider, right? Like,
Of course.
different flavors. All right, Jeremy, do you scramble in after your new friends?
Oh yeah, Jeremy does. He's just like, oh, yeah, this is kind of familiar. This is kind of like the bag that I came out of, because it's all dark and I can't see anything, and I'm a little scared. But
You came out of a bag?
yeah,
Okay.
Jeremy hasn't had the time to really tell his backstory, but Jeremy, as you also scramble up, which is kind of the easiest for you, as you just basically get onto your back paws and jump on up, give me one of those checks.
which one is athletics or acrobatics? Is that what you said?
Investigation or perception.
Investigation or perception.
It was
didn't hear that
not
at all.
difficult for any of you to get into the tunnel that has been bored. This is more what you notice as you jump on in.
Can I use my nose to make this
Absolutely.
check? Okay.
Absolutely. In all cases, at all times, please smell things.
Jeremy's always sniffing.
I will take the 18 instead of the 7.
As you jump up and you take another whiff, that smell that you got in this room, noticeably stronger. Yeah, it's almost like you've got a scent trail at this point.
Hey, the smell of that other thing's in here a lot. Just heads up.
As
You smell
you all,
barbecue?
Yeah, no, I think maybe this is where we're going to the barbecue. I didn't get to go to a barbecue last time. I was dead by then, but this time might be a little exciting.
Barbecues are fun.
as you all dive into this tunnel, it is pitch black. For those of you that don't have any dark vision, you're basically using your whatever senses you have and crawling along, walking along the walls. You can hear kind of the dull echo of your friends either behind or in front of you as they continue to scramble. The dirt is packed enough that you're not afraid of it actually collapsing on you, but it is soft enough that you all can kind of dig your claws in a little bit or scrape along the side. In fact, every once in a while, there's earthworms or ants or bugs that are still tunneling through you.
I like the earthworms.
Oh, perfect. I'm not gonna have you attack an earthworm. You can eat an earthworm. What do earthworms taste like, Scribbles?
They are juicy and full of terroir.
Everybody behind Scribbles has to stop for a moment as there is a moment of munching.
Jeremy also tries an earthworm, but then immediately spits it out and goes, "I'm not a mimic. It's good to know, not a mimic. Nope."
Yeah. You'll pick up pretty quickly that you probably don't want to eat what Scribbles is eating.
Noted.
More for me.
Yeah, I mean, Scribbles has all spiders are for Scribbles. Most bugs are for Scribbles.
Mighty Cutlet, since you're in the front, kind of booking it along, do you have dark vision?
I don't, but I do have blind sight for 30 feet.
Excellent. So, I mean, that's kind of perfect down here. It's almost like radar. You're trucking along, getting excited about getting to your new secret base. The tunnel that you've been following has gone kind of steadily down. Not a huge angle, but a nice gentle slope that you're all able to navigate. And it evens out and then hangs a sharp left, and you open up into a small, it's not a room. It kind of looks like it is the nexus point where 2 or 3 of these tunnels have converged and just created a larger space. And yeah, you do see there's a tunnel going kind of up to your right. There's a tunnel kind of going down to your left. And there's another one kind of just going off to your left. And it's a little confusing, but you're just kind of standing there in a nexus of tunnels. They all, at first glance, at first blind sense, look the same.
I turn around from the tunnel that I came from, and just probably all of y'all hear Mighty Cutlet screaming,
Jeremy! Psychic Jeremy! I need your nose!
Oh, okay. Well, I can't take that off. Give me a moment. Okay, I need excuse me, please. Okay, excuse Scribbles. Sorry. Pardon me. Okay. And he gets up there.
You need a better sidekick name. Sidekick Jeremy is such a long name.
Oh, you could just call me Jeremy.
No. Need something mighty. Need something more mighty. Like Mighty Cutlet. But no stealing mighty. That's Cutlet's mighty.
Oh, okay. I'll think about it, and I'll let you know later. I'll come up with something.
No.
It'll be cool.
Now I need to know, has Mighty Cutlet insisted that Clearwind and Scribble have mighty versions of mighty names? And have you come up with adjectives for yourself?
That would be up to them.
We'll come
I'm
back
gonna need
to
a
that.
minute.
We'll come back to that later. Do I need to roll another perception check for?
Well, answer me this first. Do you have dark vision?
I do have dark vision. I found out.
Excellent. So yeah, you see basically the same thing that Mighty Cutlet has sensed. We're gonna go off of your previous roll because it's only been a couple of minutes you've been winding through this tunnel, and because up until now it's been a one-way passage, you've been able to kind of keep that nose, that scent fresh on your nose. It's stronger here, and you think it might be stronger to the left, one of the 2 tunnels, but you can't quite tell which of those 2 is stronger. But one of the 2 to the left, it seems to be stronger. Yeah, that's what you get.
Okay. Is there any way that he might be able to determine which one, or is he just very much just deadlocked and like, oh, I got nothing?
That's all you're getting with your nose.
Okay.
If you or any of your companions would like to examine them in any greater detail, then maybe I will describe more things.
I will perceive for tracks.
All right, give me a survival check.
Okay, Jeremy, he's got to be great at survival, right? I mean, he's totally survived every session he's appeared in.
It's not like he got eaten.
This is true. This is true. I feel also
Funny
called
enough,
out as the DM of this game.
I did give him survival.
He learns from his mistake.
He only got an 8 though.
Oof.
With an 8, I will say what you do notice is you kind of examine the 2 tunnels. While they're round tunnels that you've been in, whatever is bored through this has been circular. Both of these other tunnels, you now kind of notice there are tracks in both of them.
Oh.
You can't quite tell what kind of tracks they are because either it's too tampered down or there's been too much time, but it's definitely, there's been traffic. Scribbles and Clearwind, what are you doing in this moment as there's smelling and sensing going on?
Well, Clearwind's kind of just been like following blindly because I don't have dark vision. and Basil also apparently does not have dark vision. So we're just like, yeah.
I'm assuming Basil also has the same kind of accurate nose that Jeremy might have.
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clearwind's just kind of been like, yeah, we're going somewhere. I don't know where though.
And Scribbles, how about you?
So we've smelled, right? And we've looked. So Scribbles would like to taste the dirt.
Sure. Go ahead and either give me a perception or a nature. Or an investigation.
Perception is better.
All right. I'll give you any of those 3 for the tongue test.
I hope Scribbles would like to taste the dirt becomes as popular as casting magic missile into the dark.
17.
17.
Just like a big just swab the whole tunnel back and forth.
Yep. You do both tunnels that have been pointed out to you to the left, and on the bottom.
As Jeremy watches this mimic with this massive tongue just sweeping up all this dirt, he's like, oh, that's not right. Oh.
Everyone's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna just take your word for it.
You've probably heard that a lot.
That's true. Scribbles, do you have dark vision or any other kind of sense?
Do.
Oh,
dark
excellent.
vision is 60 feet.
Ooh, nice. So you scrub both tunnels for sense and tastes, and it takes a moment because at first you get dirt. It's nice dirt though. It's got kind of a floral bouquet. You get 2 different flavors. Both of these flavors are in both tunnels, but the top one, those worms that you just had down the way, they're reminiscent of that. You get kind of that earthy, a little bit smoky. You'd almost think it's a giant earthworm. Kind of tastes good. On the bottom, you
Give
get
another taste.
like,
Just for fun.
as your tongue circles around the entire circle, it tastes the same all the way up and around. Mm-hmm. As you taste the bottom one, you do get a second flavor that's more on the bottom than on the sides and the top. Mammalian. Ooh, big rats? No, not big rats. Something like a big rat, but definitely some kind of warm-blooded mammal. You can taste the hair.
Top tunnel tastes wormy. Bottom tunnel tastes hair blood. I think the monster
hair blood?
is hair bloods. Like Jeremy.
What?
His hair has blood. Or like you, kind of, Clearwind. Although you don't have as much hair as a rat.
I have no hair.
Not even a little. Although this thing over, this spiky stuff, I don't know what that is.
I love that Mighty Cutlet is so happy about not having hair.
Well, it cuts down on air resistance.
This is true. Very true. As you all are considering what Scribbles' tongue has discovered, from the other tunnel to the right, you hear a noise. All of you hear this. Drums? Thunder? You're not quite sure. And it's starting to get louder, and you can almost feel the earth beneath your feet trembling a little bit. And there's a wave of a breeze, like the air pressure has suddenly changed. And this thundering is getting louder. and more insistent. And now it's not thunder. It has to be something else because it continues. It does not stop. Are you doing anything in this moment as it's imminently arriving?
I do have a question for Jeremy. Does Jeremy know what thunder is?
That sounds a lot like the dragon breath that killed me.
Fair enough.
Brief thought of Jeremy just being like, not knowing. But if you've actually died of a dragon breath, that's very different.
Yeah, no, he got killed by some icy lunar dragon breath.
But he was fine.
Yeah.
It was all fine. Yeah.
He got better.
Yes. Scribbles?
So the drums sound like they're coming from the tunnel?
Yeah, so you've been investigating the two tunnels on the left, and the tunnel on the right is where this... It sounded like drums for a moment, but now it's way more consistent and rolling and getting louder and louder.
Right. Okay, Scribbles would like to climb up and kind of stick to the top of the upper wormy tunnel.
Okay.
Thinking that is not the one that things go down.
All right.
Based on the fact no one has gone down it recently except worms.
Scribbles goes ahead and, I guess, Mimic climbs to the top of one of the tunnels. Anybody else doing anything else besides wondering about Jeremy's history with thunder?
Basil knows that Clearwind trusts Scribbles, so is gonna like follow along down that tunnel and be like fly up off the ground and pick me up if you can. Try and carry me.
Can he? Can
that's a really good question. I am not very strong.
That's amazing.
So Clearwind's like, I can't lift you.
Give me an athletics check. Maybe in this moment, as the noise becomes deafening, the adrenaline of what's about to happen.
I got
helps.
a 13.
It's laborious. It's not very smooth. It's a lot of that.
Flapping my wings as hard as I can.
Yeah. It's hard. Mighty Cutlet, what are you doing in this moment?
I think seeing that everyone is trying to get to that with the top tunnel, and kind of looking at Jeremy, seeing that he has no wings, Mighty Cutlet is going to grab onto Jeremy and say, "Let's fly," and I'll fly up with Jeremy. Try to fly up. I also am not that strong either, and try to fly up with him.
I love it.
Okay. Oh.
Mighty Cutlet, give me an athletics check. Let's see how graceful you fly with a tiger.
I'm pretty decent at athletics. Come on. Hey, it's a natural 20 for 23.
Damn. All right, Mighty Cutlet, you describe to me, how do you launch with Jeremy?
On my 2 feet, I grab onto Jeremy's scruff and I split my backside. There's just bloody wings just open up and I just start flapping as hard as I can. It sounds real, fleshy and gross. Probably blood splattering everywhere. All on Jeremy too. And just really muscling my way up with a baby tiger in my beak.
Both incredible and terrifying all at the same time. I don't know how to feel.
Let's fly.
Jeremy, as you are experiencing a bevy of new emotions of something as terrifying and as incredible as bloody flight, as all of you kind of get to this top tunnel, the whatever is coming from the right, the other side, you all look down, some of you with your dark vision, some of you just peering into the darkness, some of you with your other senses, and you start to separate what was this cacophony at first into the hooves, feet, lots and lots of feet. That thunderous noise you've been hearing is just dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of the pitter-patter of running creatures. And at the very last moment, as they all come into this little bit of a room that you've been in, you see that they are, or you sense or you smell, now that they're close enough, they're moles. They're just regular moles. But there's hundreds of them. It is a tsunami of fur and claws and cute little snouts running over each other, around each other in a swarm that fills the room and then pours into the tunnel that all of you are in.
Uh-oh.
You all managed to stay together because you chose to stay in the one tunnel, but you are immediately pushed like the undertow of an ocean, except it is warm bodies and sharp teeth as you are shoved into this tunnel. And essentially, you're like running with the bulls. You're suddenly submerged in moles. We're going to do a little bit of a skill challenge because y'all need to not be just completely trampled by these moles. I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
I like the idea that through all of this, you're just hearing this like, you know, orbiting sound of.
I love it.
I got a 19 for initiative.
19 for Clearwind.
Oh, and Basil rolls his own initiative, doesn't he?
Oh, okay.
Because I think so because I have it. I have him as a familiar. If not, I can just have Basil on my turn.
I think if you have him as a familiar, it makes sense for him to just go on your turn.
Okay, makes sense.
Scribbles, what'd you get?
16.
16. And Jeremy?
15.
15. And Mighty Cutlet?
A whole 9. I'm carrying Jeremy.
Whole 9. Well, so here's the good news. This is less about a combat and more to just make sure that everybody's got a chance to go. Because, like I said, we're in a little bit of a skill challenge. Unless you would like to fight a few hundred moles at this, which I mean, if you want to, I'm here for it.
Scribbles is torn between terror and excitement at the fact that there is like a rolling smorgasbord coming. Just like the dream is just open up really big.
Like
and
we
let
do
the moles
another
run
freeze
in.
frame and it zooms in on Scribbles' eyes as Scribbles then has a dream sequence that is the song Templeton sings at the end of Charlotte's Web. But it's just eating moles.
It's like conveyor belt sushi, but faster and with moles.
This is the best food delivery you've ever seen, Scribbles. And if it wasn't for the fact that this food delivery might kill you, you do have that thought of, well, this would be a way to go.
What a way to go.
What a way to go. Destroyed by food. But no, unless you would like to fight the moles or do something else, at this moment, the challenge is to not be basically subsumed under the wave, to try to stay on top, to ride this wave of bodies and prevent yourself from being trampled. And so we'll start with Clearwind. So I just want to know, what would you like to do? You can choose any of your skills. If you've got an ability or a spell, just tell me what you'd like to do in order to stay on top of the moles.
I have an idea. I just need to check something really quick.
I love it. I love it so much.
I just need to check the sorry.
I appreciate that you're checking the specifics. I will say, if you can convince me of something and I'm here for it, I will help make it happen. So if you've got a weird idea, let's do this.
I can wild shape into a mole.
Okay, all right.
Because currently I can wild shape into something with a challenge rating of a quarter or 1 out of 4. So I mean, I think a mole falls under that.
Yeah.
And I would just, turn into a mole and just like mole hug Basil.
All right.
Like, we're in this together, buddy.
I love it. I love it so much. Okay, you wild shape into a mole and you grab on to Basil. And so I would like either an athletics or an acrobatics check, and I'll give you advantage because you are now one of the swarm.
Okay, I'm gonna take acrobatics. My dex is significantly better than my my strength.
That's fair. That's super fair.
Okay, that's a 17.
Awesome. That is a success. How do you continue to surf on top of these as a mole holding onto your familiar?
I'm like, Clearwind sort of like surrendered to the wave and is like moving with the pack. And it's just like, yeah, I'm going where the moles are going now. And I will not let go of Basil.
The rest of you very briefly see Clearwind just disappear, just is gone. You're unsure what's happened, but you do see every once in a while the little cute Basil ears kind of sticking out like corgis do. Scribbles, how would you like to survive this wave of...
So I think Scribbles is gonna go like amorphous, and sort of fit in between the moles, as it kind of flows along.
All right. Okay. Let me give you a range of options. You can give me some kind of dexterity check to kind of swoop in between. Just some kind of dexterity. I'll let you pick which one of the skills you got.
They're basically all the same, but if I do acrobatics, I have advantage.
Then let's do some acrobatics. The slowest dice rolling.
The slowest dice roll. Okay, next one, I'm going to get real dice out. Because no one wants to watch this.
I have some suggestions for how to make that faster, but we'll take care of that in the break.
That sounds great. Because I've closed everything. I thought that was it. But also I will just mention, so 17.
That absolutely succeeds. So,
awesome.
Yes?
I had one question. Can I also have a little cheeky mole snack as I'm going?
When you talk about being amorphous, what exactly are you? Are you like between being one form and another? Like, did you look like a gibbering mouther? Like, what do you actually look like as you are?
I think it's
moles?
like one between, but kind of between forms.
Okay.
But my argument is that having full control over my form, I could get a mouth if it's convenient and snatch a mole maybe.
And you can put a mouth anywhere you want. Give me an attack roll using whatever your normal bite attack would be.
All right.
Also, if you've never seen the image of a non-transformed mimic, don't do it. It's
Oh, now I gotta.
So beautiful for your eyes.
That is a 22.
Absolutely.
Apparently, I am very hungry.
Well, you are surrounded by snacks.
I have a lot of regrets.
I'm going to be a kind and gentle DM and say that Scribbles can tell the one mole that they shouldn't go after simply because of the corgi ears that are sticking out. You on a mole. What does a mole taste like?
So I think a mole has the same kind of terroir as a earthworm, but it's richer and kind of gamey.
I love it. I love it so much. Jeremy, how are you surviving the mole tsunami?
I thought about how to describe this for the whole round, and I'm gonna go with flails for survival.
Okay, all right. Are you actually trying to roll a survival check? Are you doing an acrobatics?
He would just like to not be under moles, and is trying
that's
to
the goal.
Stay afloat in moles.
All right. Is there a specific ability you would like to use?
No, I was hoping that you would know what a flail check would be.
Well, I can offer some options. I think a flail check would either be a dexterity saving throw or an athletics check. One of those
I like
two.
the dex saving throw. Let's go with that one. I don't even know what my dex saving throw is. That just sounds good. Okay, not bad.
I feel like a flail is a saving throw, so
yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
Ooh, a 9.
The problem is that it's a little too frantic.
Yeah, it's full panic. Yeah.
Yeah. And despite the fact that you are a significant size larger than these moles, there are so many of them. And it's just like the undertow of feet and teeth and claws. You're going to take 4 piercing and bludgeoning damage. So 2 piercing, 2
Oh,
bludgeoning
jeez.
damage. As your flailing is just kind of not able to get out of the way of enough of these that some of the bodies of these moles hit you. You're basically crowd surfing, and then the crowd has decided, nope.
Yeah, there's just even more high pitch.
Yep. Mighty Cutlet, what is your attempt to stay afloat?
So kind of watching Jeremy just struggling as he flails through the sea of moles. Mighty Cutlet is just gonna, open her jaws a little, give it a little nice crack, and she will use one of her key points to do, what was it? Radiant Sunbolt, hopefully to clear a path for Jeremy, and also barbecue some moles for Scribbles to maybe munch on later.
I love all of this. Is that an attack roll or a saving throw?
That is an attack roll for me.
I would like you to give me 3 attack rolls. 1 to clear the path, 1 to help Jeremy, and 1 to get snack for Scribbles. So the first one is to clear the path.
Okay. That's an 11.
You managed to clear a little bit of a path. It's weird because you're not really attacking a single mole. You're just like laser down the tunnel. And so you kind of get half moles here and there. But, you think you're going to be able to get through this. Okay. Give me a second attack for helping Jeremy.
All right. Okay. That is a 20, dirty 20.
Yeah, I mean, you now have a target or a couple of targets around Jeremy. And Jeremy, as you are feeling these sharp claws digging into your fur, suddenly there are just dead moles around you. And give me 1 more attack for Scribbles, for helping Scribbles.
Oh, that's 13.
Yeah. Once again, Scribbles, they're probably not cooked exactly to your liking because it was super fast. This is more burnt marshmallow than nicely toasted.
Has a good crust.
Yeah. It's a little. You're hoping for the seared steak, and it's more like the burnt steak. All right. We're going to do 1 more round of this. Everybody, or I'm going to say Jeremy and Scribbles get advantage because of Mighty Cutlet. You have to pick something different, though. And so as you ponder that Clearwind, you are up first. What would you and Basil like to do? You are a mole hugging your familiar. How would you like to survive? And what I'll describe to give you an extra second, these moles are charging down this tunnel at incredible speeds. And all of a sudden there's a bit of an up and then a down and then a left turn. Like this tunnel has just taken a very weird change. And so you all have to kind of adjust what you're doing in order to stay afloat.
Oh, you said I have to do something different, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I mean, you can stay as a mole. I'll let you drop the mole and do something else.
I'll probably drop the mole.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry. Also looking at my things like, what's the best? What do I do here?
Anything you want. I'm here to make all your mole surfing dreams come true. Also, Mighty Cutlet in this moment, as suddenly Clearwind is no longer a mole, you are very thankful that you kind of. Did you do that on purpose? Did you miss on purpose, or did you not know? I'll ask you.
My intelligence is 0, so I probably didn't know.
Okay. All right. Luck is on your side, Clearwind. What would you like to do?
I am going to summon a spirit totem, the bear spirit, which will grant me and my allies its might and endurance. Each creature of my choice in the aura when the spirit appears gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus my druid level, so 8 temporary hit points.
Everybody gets 8 temporary hit points.
And
Yay.
we also gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, which might be helpful while trying to fight the horde.
And I'll say this. I will let that advantage go to any skill check that any of you want to use. So, because, I'm kind of forcing you to do some interesting things. So Clearwind, I need you to make one of those skill checks with advantage.
Yes. Can I use it for an acrobatics?
Yeah, absolutely. As you're casting this totem, as you're doing all this stuff, give me an acrobatics.
I don't know and it's with advantage, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, you had the totem.
Nat 20.
Yay!
I was like, I got a 17 on my first roll, and I'm like, I'm not gonna roll much better than that.
Clearwind, describe how, as you pop back into your form, you cast this spirit totem. How do you successfully ride this wave of moles?
Well, I've grabbed Basil, of course. I can never abandon my little guy. And in true pixie riding a corgi fashion, we are like surfing on this wave of moles and like doing all sorts of cool tricks and everything, and we're just like, what? Yeah, this is actually kind of fun.
And the moles that are nearby you, because you were a mole for a moment, are now kind of impressed. It's not that they're your friends, but now they think that you're a mole. You're just now a weird looking mole, and you're hearing the little cheers of yeah. Scribbles, it's your turn. You're getting help from both Mighty Cutlet and Clearwind. So whatever you decide on, I'm going to give you triple advantage. You can roll 3 dice and take the best. What would you like to do?
So, having seen Jeremy get overwhelmed by the moles, Scribbles is going to try and get him a little space and take a form that will fill as much of the tunnel as possible to hold back the moles. And I don't think that's going to last for too long, but it might give everybody a little space to hurry down the tunnel a little ways.
I love it. What form are you taking?
Part of me thinks Scribbles is not super imaginative and it should just be the biggest book that it can make.
War and Peace suddenly appears.
Yeah.
We can do
my
both.
memoir by Elminster.
I was literally gonna say that.
Yes, absolutely.
The illustrated version.
What skill do we think mimics use for their shape-shifting abilities?
I don't know.
Give me
Sorry, go ahead.
Give me a performance check, because you're trying to create something that's a little out of your purview.
That is
You
true.
do have triple advantage, so go ahead and roll that 3
Okay.
times.
That's good because ironically my performance is terrible. 14.
14 total? That is just enough. The book is a little wonky at the edges. Probably because you're trying to fill the round space with the square hole, with the square thing. And so it's a book that is kind of bowed at the sides, but for a good 6 seconds, you are just a bulwark against all of these moles. And that definitely helps your friends. And then after 6 seconds, you snack on a few and then continue on successfully as this giant book of Elminster just kind of floating on top of these moles. Jeremy, you've experienced the horror of being subsumed in moles and would like it to not happen again. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to say that Jeremy is so panicked, doesn't see the whole thing with the moles being chill with Clearwind. The memory's going to flash in his head of Mako's just being like, hey, okay, like, you're going to probably have to fight stuff at some point, so take these. For some reason, you're a tiger, but you've got opposable thumbs. That's weird. I'm a warlock, but that's weird. So here's some short swords. So Jeremy is going to pull out a short sword and attack a mole.
I love it. Give me 2 attacks, both at advantage, just regular advantage, but 2 attacks.
Oh, man. Jeremy's spinning to win it. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first one, that is a 21 to hit.
Oh, yes.
And then the next one, is a 24 to hit.
This is, you know how to do this. The flailing didn't really help. but somehow now remembering your roguish training.
This is flailing with purpose.
Exactly. With short swords, which helps.
Flailing with pointy sticks.
Yes. So describe to me how Jeremy successfully manages to continue to be with these moles without being attacked by them.
I'm literally just imagining Jeremy just kind of spinning through this with Cutlet on his back. It's just,
Screaming the whole time.
Screaming the whole time. Very good lung control. Mighty Cutlet, we're up to you. What would you like to do in these final moments as the moles are swarming forward?
Oof. Let's see. Well, seeing that Jeremy has proved himself among our little group, I'm gonna probably leave him alone and gonna try to flutter on up. At first, Mighty Cutlet was thinking I'm just gonna fly up and avoid them, but seeing Clearwind kind of like riding the sea of moles, Mighty Cutlet is also just going to like pretty much like surf them as well. Yeah.
I've started a trend.
Mole surfing it's the new thing that you're gonna see at the Olympics.
The new extreme sport.
Yes.
Absolutely. Give me an athletics or an
Yes.
acrobatics check to see how well your
Let's
surfing
see.
skills are.
Let's do acrobatics.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a natural 1.
Oh no. Okay.
For a total of 6.
Mighty Cutlet. So I only have one house rule, which is when you
Yeah.
roll a natural 1, you have to describe why you fail so miserably. So anything you say in this moment is true. Why does Mighty Cutlet
yes.
take 4 bludgeoning and piercing damage as you try to surf these moles?
I think seeing Clearwind do the surfing, Mighty Cutlet also thinks is a good idea, but wants to one-up Clearwind and like tries to do these like superhero poses while she's just trying to surf, but accidentally trips and kind of just like starts rolling along with the wave.
So the good news is you don't roll for very long. Just as all of you kind of come into your own with going along with these moles or are starting to feel like you're not going to make it, the tunnel suddenly ends into a cavern. And the tunnel itself is a good 2-3 feet off of the ground as the 4 of you and the stampede of moles come tumbling out onto the dirt in this cavern. Moles now running in all directions, although you can see as they scamper away from you, they all kind of recongregate into groupings and run off in a bunch of different directions. And as you all stand up from being deposited out of this tunnel, moles still pouring out behind you, making those noises. You glance around at a tunnel that actually does have some natural light in it. You look up and this cavern, 150 feet high and wide. It's massive. You can see a couple of holes way at the top in the rock that's letting some of the sunlight through. There's dirt under you, but in a couple of feet, the dirt starts to transform into more grass and moss. And there's almost like a meadow in front of you, stretching out on both sides. You can see off to the right what looks like another tunnel leading off into darkness. And on the left, you now watch as most of the moles have just started to careen in that direction as there's a pasture of some sort with actual white picket fences and everything. And the moles are running in through what would be a gateway and filling up this giant pasture that like cows in a farm. And in front of you, you see a little house, just a random little house in the middle of this massive cavern. Cute, red painted, and it's got a couple windows on it. And out front, now walking towards you with a kind of a suspicious look on their face, you see a Aarakocra in the shape of a penguin, holding onto a broom, wearing just what looks like some farming gear, waddles up to you and says, well, this is going to be a problem, I guess. We're going to have a chat. And that is where we're going to pause. Take a little break. We're going to pause and take a little break. And we're going to do a quick 10 so that everybody has a chance to stretch and get some more to drink and try not to think about moles anymore. For those of you who are watching live on our Twitch channel, you can go ahead and take this moment to grab that code for a... Yeah. Thank you, wonderful producer. So that is a code to unlock Cridle, a Cridle slot 3 rare shiny, 3 time gate pieces, 1 huge potion of speed, and a huge potion of clairvoyance, all for you for joining us on this amazing adventure. But stick around, as in the second half, we'll see what our players have stumbled into. But until then, take a little break. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of Overbooked, this weird game that I'm running in honor of the fact that we've got 2 familiars who are joining the game that you, the audience, the fans of Idle Champions at home, have clamored for. Scribbles and Jeremy are now available, or will be available in 15 minutes, so you should go and get them. But in the meanwhile, our heroes have been searching for some missing books that have been stolen out of a ransacked room in Candlekeep, and have recently had an experience with a swarm of moles and have now been deposited into a very large, pretty cavern that seems to be a farmstead of some sort, and have been approached by an Aarakocra in farming gear holding a broom, and as they've been sweeping their front porch, who has approached them all and said, well, this is gonna be a problem, ain't it? How exactly did you find this place?
I surfed on a wave of moles.
What they said.
I see. I knew I shouldn't have let them go ranging out that far. All right, okay. Where'd you all come from?
The Candlekeep.
Jeremy on his back
place.
just points at the tunnel.
Where are you, like, on the floor, like, lying there?
Yeah.
Is your tiger friend okay?
Don't worry about him. He's going through some stuff.
Naali told me that I had a lot of anxieties about a lot of things, and I think I just found out how those form.
Sorry.
He's new.
He's adjusting.
Well, you're gonna have to adjust real fast because there's a lot going on here. If you're from Candlekeep, then why are you from Candlekeep? What are you searching for something?
Yes, 2 things. 1, 6 things. There are books that are missing.
Yes.
Second, someone ate a bunch of books and they are in big trouble. Are they your moles? Did the moles eat the books?
No, moles don't eat books. Moles eat worms and bugs and things like that.
Oh, that's why they taste like that.
Okay, I have a feeling you've been eating some of my moles, and I don't appreciate that. I need those moles for
It
later.
wasn't me. It was. Scribbles is going to point at Jeremy.
Jeremy does not notice, still panic attacking on the ground.
Scribbles, as you say this, this penguin Aarakocra that's been standing in front of you also says, as far as missing books, I don't know what you're talking about. And I would like Scribbles to roll a deception check and everybody else to roll an insight check.
I just realized that Jeremy has a new type of attack, which is called panic attacking.
I got a 10. Also, I would like Clearwind and Basil to go over and just, like, pat on Jeremy's head as he's lying on the ground.
That's amazing.
Like,
all right.
You're okay.
Scribbles, what'd you get in your deception?
A 6.
Awesome.
There's a piece of mole fur, like, sticking between its teeth.
Jeremy, what'd you get on your insight?
Oh,
he
you
cannot hear
muted.
you anymore. Nope, can't hear
Jeremy!
you.
My bad. I couldn't hear it. Obviously. Jeremy's on the ground panic attacking. I don't want him to actually be able to insight, even though I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, I'll work with you on this. We'll come back to you. But what's your final insight? Like with that nat 20, what'd you get?
For insight is 21.
Awesome. And Mighty Cutlet, what'd you get on your insight?
13.
13. All of you, even Jeremy lying on the ground, Scribbles is just not a good liar. Even if you're not looking at Scribbles, you can like hear the picking of like sucking on teeth, trying to get the mole stuff out from in between teeth and everything, and just not that good a liar. Interestingly enough, Clearwind and Mighty Cutlet, as you're all kind of looking back and forth between this Aarakocra and your friend, you notice that the Aarakocra is lying to you too. Like, talked about how moles don't eat books, and then kind of got all shifty and said that they don't know anything about the other books that are missing, and pretty sure that was also a lie. Jeremy, with your natural 20 but lying on your back, what I'm going to say is that you end up looking past Scribbles and past this farmer all the way to the house that's not far away. And the door to the house is open, and you don't hear anything that's going on. All the blood is kind of rushed to your head, and so you don't hear what Scribbles has said. You don't hear what this Aarakocra has said, but you actually see through the door. There's a little counter, one of those tables that you put right by the door, you put your keys on and everything. You see a couple books on that little table.
That's the sounds that he makes.
Wait.
That was him panicking and thinking at the same time.
Wait. Sorry. I have, as a druid, I have speech of the woods. Beasts can understand my speech, and I can decipher their noises and motions.
Oh.
Could I understand what he's trying to say?
Treavor, I'll leave it up to you.
Oh man. You know what? We'll do this. High or low, Jay?
Low.
Yes, you do.
I love you so much.
Jeremy, you interpret Jeremy as saying like, "Oh, is that the? No, it couldn't be. Is that what we're here for? Oh, maybe I think it could be any other books. I mean, books are everywhere, right? I just learned about books, but they're kind of still here.
And Clearwind looks up and is like, "Wait a minute."
I mean, we can wait if you need, but it seems like your tiger friend needs some medical attention, so I think
He's
you better.
fine. Don't worry about him.
I got it.
There's books on your table in your house.
Is an Aarakocra not allowed to have books? I mean, just because I'm a farmer doesn't mean that I'm not well read.
Can we see the books?
I'm
curious about your taste in books.
Maybe we
As
want
a
to
fellow
start a book
flying
club.
oh wait, no, you're a penguin. Look at this cute dog. And Clearwood's gonna try and like zoom past him into the house.
Okay.
Mighty Cutlet will tackle the penguin as Clearwind flies by.
I like the idea. I like the idea that Clearwind was just like, "Look at this tiny dog.
Look at my dog."
Let me distract you with adorableness. All right, here's what I need. So first off, Mighty Cutlet, you and I are going to have a little bit of a roll off here. Go ahead and roll an athletics check, and my Aarakocra is going to try to not be tackled by you. I rolled a 10. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 15.
Describe how you tackle this penguin Aarakocra.
As the penguin Aarakocra is being distracted successfully by Basil, Mighty Cutlet is just going to take a running leap and just full on just headbutt this penguin and grab him with my claws.
This is my secret base now.
You flap up, headbutt this Aarakocra, who goes, falls on over. Because of that Clearwind, you don't have to roll anything to dash on by. It's only a few feet to the front door of this cute little cottage. And you look on in, and there is a stack of 6 books sitting there. And while you don't know what books have been stolen, there wasn't a list. These books do... Yeah, they kind of smell and look like the ones from Candlekeep.
I just want to point out in this moment, there for some reason, moles has become the pun of the day in chat, and I haven't, and I've been like, those are pretty good, but I got to read this one out. The Real Bunny Beast. Are those books moleskin?
So, Real Bunny Beast, I'm going to give you advantage on your next D20 roll. Tell your DM, and this is why.
Yep.
Clearwind, as you see this, Scribbles and Jeremy, as you watch all this, Mighty Cutlet, as you force this Aarakocra to the ground, he goes, all right, okay. So you caught me, all right, yeah. So I didn't mean to take those books. I kind of sent in the cavalry to destroy them all. See, this is my farm. This is my mole farm. I'm the one that's been supplying all the covers to Candlekeep, and I don't know exactly what happened recently, but they've needed to order a whole bunch more, and my profits have kind of soared, and I gotta admit, I spent a little more money than I was expecting, got into a bit of debt, and I need them to be buying some more of my moleskins. So I might have sent in some friends of mine to cause a little havoc, and a couple of them came back with those. Now, here's the thing. I've been making a lot of money, and I can certainly share those profits with a couple fine familiars who know how to just keep their beaks, mouths, books shut, whatever. Not talk about what's going on. What do you think?
What are the books that he stole?
You
what
want
are
to
the
read?
6 books there? Yeah.
All right. You take a look at the titles. You know that the room that you had been investigating, they were all fiction books. And you see that the titles are called, they're really interesting titles. One's called Empire of Exiles. Another's called Champions of Lore. You see Relics of Ruin. One called Difficulty Class.
That one's hard to find. That's not even out in some areas.
Yeah, Difficulty Class, which sounds interesting. From the Same Mister, that must be a biography of some sort. And an anthology at the very bottom, really thick anthology called Writing About Dragons and Other Things.
Oh, this is one of those moments
Lord,
where like your
you so
character
much.
wants to do one thing and you want to do one thing, because I'm a little like, the deal is you go write a bunch of reviews and tell friends. But I don't think
on Magic Yelp and Magic Goodreads.
Get on Magic Goodreads.
Yeah, it's on Good Scrolls.
It's
It's just a Candlekeep guest book. That's all it is. I've come in, I've dropped off this book, and here's my review of the one that I took. But yeah, you see those 6 books are sitting there, all ready to go.
I just want to say, Lauren, I know you're the DM, but you have inspiration.
Ooh. You may regret that shortly. All right.
Star Chaser said the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Listen, when
great minds think alike.
Exactly. All right, Clearwind, you see this. The rest of you have been propositioned by this Aarakocra to be in on the fun. What would you like to do?
We should huddle up and discuss.
Yes. That's a good idea, Scribbles. Scribbles, you're so smart.
I like the idea that everyone huddles up around Jeremy, who's still on the ground, and he's just looking up at them.
Jeremy, are you hurting?
That's kind of a relative question right now.
You need to be healed?
Little bit, but also like...
Okay.
Yeah.
So Scribbles, having read a bunch of books, learn how to be a cleric.
Like you do.
I know this spell. It's called Cure Bite.
And is gonna bite onto Jeremy and cast Cure Wounds.
That seems like a little reverse. Oh, why does it feel better? Oh, it feels better? That's okay. That's different.
That's saliva.
Like, I learned that one. I don't bite for that one, though.
Scribbles, you ate a couple of books about Ogma, and those seemed to help a lot. And then you tried to eat this one about the Phoenix, but it was way too spicy.
So 7.
7.
Damage back.
Okay. That is perfect. That's exactly what I needed.
Okay.
And also, you're wet.
Oh,
You've heard.
okay. Well, I do feel a little bit better. I'm gonna stay down here for a little bit, though. Thank you.
Basil's gonna like trot up and lay on your chest, like a therapy.
Oh, that feels better. How does that feel better? Oh, I think I feel good. Is that it?
Yeah, you're feeling good. And Clearwind's is like, good job, Basil.
Yeah, Mighty Cutlet's still holding on to this penguin Aarakocra, but still kind of just like in the huddle, still holding on to this.
Cover his ears. Cover its ears.
I'll say,
only have 2 feet.
Mighty Cutlet, I'll say that you can't continue to hold on to this person and be in the huddle at the same time, but if you let him stand up and basically brush himself off, he'll stay standing there looking at you a little concerned, and you can kind of you will make sure he doesn't move away. How about that?
I whisper, I'm like, I could cast sleep on him. It's like, do we want to do that, or do we think we need to?
Tempting.
Are you coming to some kind of decision about my offer?
Don't. Give us a minute.
Jeremy now feeling a little more relaxed with the dog laying on his chest. He's like, hey, let's just come over here and like talk for a little bit. I think I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, we should talk first. Then we do the spells. He just starts petting the dog.
Oh.
I see 2 problems with this offer. One, it has broken the first rule of don't bite the books. We can't forget that. That is the first rule.
The first rule of Candlekeep is don't talk about Candlekeep. The second rule of Candlekeep is don't bite the books.
The second thing, what is money?
I have no idea.
He's gonna offer this thing, and what do we do with it?
Eat it?
Is it a snack?
No, you could use money to buy food, but also like Candlekeep.
What? Buy
Candlekeep
food?
provides us pretty well, I
Go
think.
find the food.
Mighty Cutlet wants secret base.
Oh, I mean,
That's what we
I
should
wonder if
do.
we could convince him to give us his house.
Yes.
How do we solve the first problem of he has already bit the books?
Yeah, that's a big one.
Maybe
Well,
we destroy
well,
him and all
wait.
the moles.
He didn't bite the books.
That's
The
true.
moles bit the book.
So he
and-
gave us his house.
And the moles get turned into books. So
Jeremy still
This
on the
is a
ground.
complex calculus.
Jeremy's still on the ground, like tilts his head back, so he's looking at the Aarakocra upside down. That's also how he saw the books. And he's just like, hey, Mr. Penguin Man, what,
Mark, I mean,
Mark?
if we're gonna go into a business relationship, then you should know my name. It's Mark Marginalia. Thank you very much. What's yours?
Mark, what's your plan if we don't do that?
Well, I figure you're reasonable creatures, and I would like to not have a second plan. Let's put it that way.
but
Also,
Jeremy's gonna look back at the group and be like, I feel
Yes,
like
Erin,
this
I love you so
situation-
much.
I just noticed.
Wait, what did I miss?
I just realized Mark is a penguin in a random house. A penguin random house.
God dang it.
Sometimes I write adventures just to amuse me.
Yeah, Jeremy's gonna look at the group and be like, okay, I feel like the situation may have just got a little more interesting.
But so Mark, like, if you had to have a backup plan, what would your backup plan be? Like, you know, just for the sake of like, what's the word? Like
full transparency.
Transparent. Yeah, there you go. I know words.
All right. Well, I guess if I had a backup plan, it'd be this. And Mark puts 2 penguin fingers into the penguin mouth, which don't ask about penguin tongues. They're ridiculous. And whistles.
Are they like geese tongues?
Oh, they're worse. Oh, they're worse.
They're pretty upsetting.
They're amazing. Geese are just way nastier. Whistles. Very loud, piercing whistle. And says, well, I guess you're just going to have to meet Flyleaf and Hollowback. And you hear...
That sounds so bad.
You have sidekicks.
Before Mark can answer that, they're not sidekicks, so let's call them acquaintances. And from behind the house, you hear a rumbling. And for a moment, you think, oh, well, here comes more moles. But
That rubbing.
coming around the house from both sides, you see brownish tan. For a moment, they look like earthworms, but they have a striation on them that's a little strange, but big toothy maws as they come charging forward. You watch as Mark runs towards the house, like I've summoned a thing and now I'm getting out of the way, as 2 massive purple bookworms are charging towards you, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
I don't remember who it was. Someone in chat made that joke earlier. I think
Listen,
it was Lurking Writer.
Don't claim to be an amazing DM or an amazing content writer. I just make things funny.
Oh no!
That's all I do.
That was the perfect one, because that means that it was expected but still a surprise.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes. I would have been disappointed if the big bad wasn't some sort of bookworm.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
So,
all right, so let me get initiative from Clearwind.
23.
You and Jeremy?
Jeremy got 11.
And
Jeremy's on the
Mighty... I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
With Basil on him, so, you know.
But you're very calm. Mighty Cutlet.
5.
I mean, you're too busy looking around, planning out how you're going to make this your own base. Scribbles?
7.
All right. And you are not fast, and you're not fast either. Okay. As these purple bookworms come charging around Clearwind, you are up first. As you by a mile, you were super fast. You see these 2 creatures coming around what the farmer, he's called the one on the left Flyleaf and the one on the right Hollowback, but from the way that he has run away, you get the sense that these aren't pets, these aren't tame, that he's just summoned them and then fled. What would you like to do?
Well, that's kind of messed up. Like, I don't know if I appreciate that. I am going to try and talk to them first.
Okay.
Because, you know, as I said, beasts can understand my speech. I'm hoping they're kind of beast, maybe.
I'm curious what you're going to say as they come charging towards you.
I'm going to be like, wait. Okay, I know he summoned you, but maybe we can strike a deal without him. Because, you know, we're much cooler and there's more of us.
Your convincing words fall on no ears because they're worms. They don't have any ears. And as they get close enough that you can see the ring of yellow eyes, kind of reminiscent of Scribbles in a way, looking at you, all you see is hunger of a monstrosity in front of you. I'll still let you take your action, but yeah,
I have some regret.
You cannot speak with these creatures, sorry.
Damn. I guess I will use poison spray instead then. And that is a con 13 save.
Okay. On Flyleaf or Hollowback?
Flyleaf.
Okay. Constitution. Rolled an 18.
Ah, damn. I don't think it is a take half if they fit, or like if they succeed. It doesn't look like. Looks like they just don't take damage. So
is it a cantrip?
Yes.
Yeah, most cantrips are all or nothing.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, that's fair.
Anything for your bonus action or for Basil or movement?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna move away. And Basil is also going to come with me. Sorry, Jeremy.
No, don't leave me.
I'm like, sorry, Jeremy. Basil's a little guy.
Aw. Well, Jeremy, as you are now able to easily get up because your weighted blanket is gone, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Jeremy, still looking kind of upside down, is just like, oh God, they're gonna eat them. And when they're done, they're gonna eat me. Ah! And he's gonna stand up and he's gonna draw his two short swords and he's like, what do I do? I don't know if Jeremy would run towards these things. I feel like he's actually affected by frighten right now.
Okay. If you would like to hold your action,
I will hold an action. If one of them gets near me, Jeremy will attack, but he is frozen in fear right now.
Well, I got good news for you. Right after you go, it is Flyleaf, one of these purple bookworms, who comes charging towards you because you seem to now with the swords and also the fact that you're just the biggest of the four creatures and so maybe the nummiest and now is in your threat range. What would you like to
do? He's gonna stab.
All right, go ahead and stab.
Okay, let's go to your actions and your short sword. Which is just a short sword. You think Makos could have, like, magicked it up a bit, but nope. That's a nat 20.
Woo!
Hey!
Suddenly, Jeremy, you're not so scared anymore. It's like, you know what you're doing.
Freaking Jeremy. How do we do crits in this game?
How do I want to... Just go ahead and double all the damage dice. We'll make it simple. So if you were going to roll...
Actually, is there an ally within 5 feet of this creature?
Oh, yes, because it charged up towards you. Basically, Scribbles, Cutlet, and Jeremy are all next to it because it be large.
Despite the fact that it is rushing Jeremy, Jeremy has sneak attack on it.
Rogue's got a rogue. So yeah, just double all the dice.
Oh my God.
We'll make life easy.
Everybody thought you were frozen, and then all of a sudden,
boom!
Flyleaf
that is 21 points of damage.
Ooh,
as Jeremy just kind of like holds the sword out and hopes for the best.
You hold the sword out, and this purple bookworm was going to bite you, and you just kind of end up slashing it down the side. It's a grievous wound, and you hear it as is there anything else you'd like to do on technically your turn before it goes?
I don't think I have any. Well, I mean, I'm a rouge. So yeah, you know what? No, that was just my held action, so I don't get to do anything else.
Yeah. I'll say because the purple bookworm was going to go next. If you want to do your bonus action or your move, I'll let you.
Okay, yeah, then I will bonus action disengage and move away from it.
All right. You scamper away, one of your swords now covered in, it's not purple blood. It looks like it's black, and when it drips onto the ground, it leaves splatters that are like in hieroglyphs. It's kind of weird. But it is now Flyleaf's turn, as it was originally going to snap at you, Jeremy, but as you disengage, it's going to look on over at Mighty Cutlet. Who is a Mighty Cutlet? It's going to try to bite you because you look very tasty. Does a 14 hit?
Misses.
Ooh.
Misses.
There's that moment in where it was gonna bite Jeremy, and that's just enough hesitation as it snaps around to try to bite you that it misses. Scribbles, it's your turn.
Okay, so Scribbles first is going to summon its spiritual weapon.
What does your spiritual weapon look like?
Well, I don't think anybody is completely clear on what god Scribbles has become a cleric of, and it comes less clear as a pair of giant teeth form above it, and go and bite Flyleaf.
All right.
Aha! 20! A natural 20!
2 natural 20s in a row. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll double damage with your gnashing, gnawing teeth.
Okay, so that is going to be 33.
Holy mackerel.
Rolled really high.
You know what? So Jeremy has already slashed into this thing, broken it open, and then dashed away. Describe how you finish off this purple bookworm with your gnashing spiritual teeth.
It's like those little wind-up teeth. It just goes right through this part that Jeremy already kind of carved up. Just chop, 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 chop. Hopefully this is not the kind of worm where you cut it up and it forms more worms.
No, it is not that kind of worm. As it gets chomped open, you do see as its blood spills out, and it does seem to splatter and leave random words just lying on the ground in a variety of languages, but it goes and falls over. Anything else on your turn? Because I believe that was only your bonus action.
Bonus action.
Yeah, clerics, man.
So Scribbles is going to turn towards the other one, which is this hollowback, right?
Yep.
And is going to cast Sacred Bolt. And that is a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. It's not the dexiest. It rolled a 10.
All right, had to be a 13. So a flame-like radiance that looks like chomping teeth comes down it for 6 points of radiant damage.
Nice. You manage to injure Hollowback, who turns and hisses at you. Anything else?
Hiss back. Oh, I did want to shout at the farmer, "We were willing to trade your house for a deal with moles!"
From inside, you hear, "But you wanted to know what my backup plan was first."
You could have just said something. It didn't need to be a practical demonstration.
My backup plan was a surprise. Anything else?
I'm finished.
Okay. Mighty Cutlet, it is your turn. Hollowback is still there.
Okay. Which one of the two worms look the most beat up?
Well, one of them is dead. So that one is looking the
right.
most beat up, but the other one has just
Never
been hit
mind.
by gnashing teeth of radiance and is right there.
Okay, well, Mighty Cutlet is going to take I guess a claw attack at the one still standing.
Sure.
Let's see. Oh no, that's a 9.
Your claw reaches out and scrapes
Nice
against
hit.
this hide, which is as tough as the oldest of leather-bound books, and just barely scrapes along, but does not pierce through. Anything else?
Yeah, she'll spend a key point to do a flurry of blows or flurry of claws.
Flurry of claws.
So,
Bring it on.
yes. Okay. Okay, that's better. That's a 21 to hit.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Woo! A whopping 6 points of hot claw damage.
Nice. That second one comes up, and now you're going with the grain, and so you're able to claw on in. Anything else?
I think vertical is just 1. Oh, 2 unarmed, so I could do 2. So I could do another one.
Give me that second one.
Yeah. Ooh, 14.
14 still hits.
Hey!
It's a tough hide, but it's a big creature.
So that's 7 points of damage.
Nice. All right. So yeah,
And
claw,
your
claw.
Mighty Cutlet is here.
All right. It is Flyleaf's turn. Or I'm sorry, Hollowback. It is Hollowback's turn. Poor Flyleaf is gone.
Going to the ancestors.
There are 2 creatures right there that hurt it and that it wants to bring an end to their adventuring career. Here we go. I'm going to roll for it. Scribbles. The bookworm is going to try to eat the book mimic. Bite is coming on down. That is a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
All right. You are going to take 7 piercing damage, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, 18.
So the good news is you managed to not get eaten as this worm turns around and tries to chomp down on top of you like those giant worms in Dune. But you scoot on over to the side, and while you still get hit, it's not nearly as bad as being eaten.
I eat worms!
And it's going to scuttle around, and it's going to try to sting you with its tail. It's got, at the very end of it, you think you see like a scorpion tail, but it actually comes to a little a pen tip that you can see ink dripping off the end of it. Oof, that's a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits.
That's going to be 5 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, that one's not as good. That's a 9.
That fails. You're going to take 5 poison damage.
Okay.
As this is bad ink. It's bad ink.
Not good ink.
Not good ink.
Fortunately, I have resistance to poison, so it's not as bad as it could be, but it does not feel good.
I would imagine it's not good at all.
Not tasty.
And it is now, we're back to the top. We're at Clearwind with Jeremy on deck. Clearwind, what would you like to do?
I am going to cast Shillelagh. I think that's how you say that spell.
Shillelagh.
I've heard Shillelagh. I've heard Shillelagh. I'm here for all of it. Shillelagh got me on my knees.
I'm counting that one. And yeah, I'm gonna rush in and try and smack it with a critter snare. Oh, that's an 8 to hit.
Unk, that hide, man. You can hit it, but just trying to get through it is super hard.
No. Well, since Shillelagh is a bonus action and then attack, I will. Basil is gonna follow me in though, and he's gonna try and bite the worm.
All right.
And
Corgi biting time.
He gonna bite. That's 16 plus. That's a 19.
I mean, those little corgi teeth are sharp and they pierce right through that hide. Go ahead and roll damage. Basil getting in a bite.
No, it's only 2 damage, but it's damage. And Basil is sitting over there like all proud of himself, like, yeah.
Got ink dripping off of his teeth that is falling onto the ground, but he's all proud of himself. Anything else?
No.
All right.
His little tail's like going wild though.
Oh, they're one of the corgis that actually have a tail, because I was imagining.
He's got like a little nubbin tail, you know.
Ah, all right. So it's mostly tail, but
it's mostly butt. It's mostly butt. That's why I get
mostly butt. All right, Jeremy, it's your turn with Scribbles on deck.
Is the one that attacked Scribble that one's still alive, right?
There's one still alive,
Okay.
the one that attacked Scribbles, that is looking a little hurt and
So-
very, very hungry.
So as a tiger, I have a pounce ability.
Okay.
And it says that if it works if I hit with a claw attack. Now, could we describe a short sword as a long claw? Just one claw.
There's a flashback moment as you're standing on the Spelljammer, as Makos is handing you these two short swords and talking about how they wanted to get ones that were magical, but, on short notice, this is all they could get. And he says, you need to come up with names for them, What do you call your short swords?
Ooh. Jeremy's left and right claw.
And so back into the current moment, as you look down, you don't even see the short swords in your hand. What you see is Jeremy's left claw, Jeremy's right claw. Go ahead and charge forward and try to hit with one of your claw attacks.
All right, Jeremy, sees this giant worm attacking one of his friends, and he's just like, all right, guess here I go attacking things again, and he's gonna run and do a pounce attack with one of the blades.
I love it.
Okay, so first, let's do the attack, which is a natural 20 again.
I love that this has become Jeremy's hero adventure. Like, he came into this world so worried and so afraid, and by the end of it, he's going to be a trained killer.
No one is gonna. I constantly talk about how my rolls are terrible, and that's why I'm a DM. But I've never had this. Well, I had it one other time. That was on the show.
I love it so much. All right, roll that double damage, and I believe I need to make some kind of save.
You need to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Jeremy's anxiety is giving him super.
Holy crap! That is 27 points of slashing damage. And I then get to make a bite attack as a bonus action.
Oh, do you get sneak attack on this?
I did.
Because
That was
Okay.
with the sneak attack. Yeah.
Okay,
That was
I'm
the sneak
like-
attack.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Scribbles was within range.
So Hollowback failed their strength saving throw. So Jeremy launches into the air and jams one of their swords into the side of this creature, which, and because they're a worm, it's hard to tell when a worm has gone prone, and so it just rolls. It just rolls. And so the good news is you get to do the bite attack. The bad news is I need Mighty Cutlet and Scribbles to make dexterity saving throws. As a giant purple bookworm is rolling towards you.
You know what's even
That's a
better?
19 for me.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Even
together you guys make 20.
Jeremy rolled a 1 for his bite attack. Just kind of solidifying. No, you're still Treavor. So I like the idea that like Jeremy jumps on, stabs the worm, and it's roaring as it's rolling over. And Jeremy actually lets out like a full-on tiger roar and was like, "Oh, well, that was really cool," and then goes for the attack, but like is so stunned that he made a good roar that he just snaps the air in front of the worm.
And like one tooth like scrapes it.
Yeah.
It's also the worm is rolling, and you've now noticed as the worm is rolling that it's rolling on top of two of your friends. Mighty Cutlet, how do you dodge out of the way of this giant worm?
Well, to redeem myself from my failure of failing to ride the sea of moles, I'm going to ride this rolling body of the worm as I flutter up and just.
I love it. Jeremy, as you snap and kind of fail to make contact, but still you're holding on to the side of this worm, which is now the top of this worm. You watch as Mighty Cutlet just gracefully basically walks up the side, lands on top, and just starts running along the top of it like they're running along a speeding train. Just graceful and elegant.
As Jeremy was like rode the worm over, he also remembered another part of that conversation with Makos when he's holding out the swords, because Jeremy was very confused, had never seen swords before, and Makos was like, buddy, you look a little confuzzled. Can just fight with these, and that he's like, you're gonna be fine. And so Jeremy took the swords, and in that moment, it all clicks, and he looks over at the Mighty Cutlet, and he goes, "I'm Jeremy the Confuzzled!"
Scribbles.
Yes.
I'd like to imagine this is why you are distracted.
Oh, but I think there's one other thing.
Sure.
I think Scribbles is watching Jeremy, and as Jeremy goes for the bite, Scribbles tries to give Jeremy advice on how to bite.
Ooh.
And is more focused on that.
I need to hear this advice.
No, you your job. You're meant to.
Okay, I will say Zoom
That might
tried
also be why you failed.
Zoom tried to audio gate you, but it worked even better with the worm coming over on top of you.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. It was kind of perfect. So yeah, that's exactly what happens. The worm doesn't completely roll over you. It's kind of one side of your body as you get pinned and restrained, and you're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage as you've been rolled over by a worm. Jeremy, back to because we're still technically on your turn. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
No, I think I attacked, and the bonus action I moved. That's all.
All right, Scribbles, you are restrained by a giant purple bookworm.
Okay. Would this count in some fashion as a grapple?
I could be persuaded. So because you're restrained, your speed is 0 and any attacks you make are going to be at disadvantage. Or you could spend your action to try to escape. Or if you want it to be a grapple, I'm willing to listen.
Actually, I think that I'm going to do something slightly different, which is I'm going to do the cleric thing, and I'm going to bless my friends to help them get this off me by killing it.
I like it.
I'm going to cast Bless.
What does it look like when you cast Bless?
Little spectral teeth come out and chomp at your faces. And then you just feel a little lot more fortunate, more beloved by the gaping maw of the universe, maybe? It's a weird feeling.
The gaping maw.
Treavor,
of the
you're
universe.
muted.
You hear a muffled scream.
I kind of need Scribbles to be a cleric of something from the far realms now.
Maybe we don't talk so much.
So that gives you a D4 that you can add to an attack roll or a saving throw. And the spiritual weapon is not concentration, so it's still there. So the it's gonna come after this one too.
Sure.
Ooh, it's a 23.
Oh yeah, chomp away.
I am sort of confused at something that happened, but it's 10 points of damage.
Nice. Hollowback is looking real hurt. Because you are still pinned under it, you can't move, but you do watch as your spiritual teeth. I imagine they bite right next to where Jeremy is because you were giving advice to Jeremy on how to bite, and now you just do an actual demonstration with spiritual teeth.
Oh, that's how okay. No, I see it now.
Mighty Cutlet, it is your turn. You are running along the back of this purple bookworm.
Yep. And I think seeing that this worm is still alive somehow.
Barely.
Let's see. I think she's just gonna do the good old radiant sunbolt again, just straight through it as she's just running through it.
All right. What kind of saving throw was that? Or no, you had to attack. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's attack roll. So that's a 22 to hit.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And that is a whole whopping 7 points of radiant damage.
Mighty
Well-
7 points of radiant damage.
Let's see.
They are a mighty 7 points of radiant damage because, Mighty Cutlet, would you describe in detail how you destroy this other purple bookworm?
Hey, so yeah, just running forward along the length of the worm, I like turn around, still running backwards, and just aim my mouth, just open it and just go, and just radiant damage just all the way down the length of this worm. It's a barbecue now.
And now you kind of, this wasn't why you were smelling that barbecue smell from before, but it's a complimentary smell as, yeah, this second worm and quivers and dies. As it dies, it rolls back a little bit onto its other side. Scribbles, you can now kind of scramble yourself out from under it. Jeremy, you kind of very softly land on the other side as you pull your claws out, and you hear a dag nabbit coming from inside the house as we are out of initiative, as you have defeated Flyleaf and Hollowback. What would you like to do?
Clearwind
Please.
just wants to go,
Out.
I definitely helped there. His Clearwind's like, oh, I missed a lot of attack.
Meanwhile, Basil gives a nice big toothy filled with inky smile.
Yeah. Clearwind's like, yeah, see, I helped. It's my dog.
Yes, Scribbles?
Scribbles is gonna like creep out from underneath the body of the purple bookworm.
Yeah, Scribbles is looking relatively hurt, I imagine.
Yeah.
Do you want some healing over there?
Yes. Part of me's like, Scribbles does cure wounds by biting things. Can Scribbles bite itself?
I mean, you've got a tongue you can bite.
I could also heal you if you can't bite yourself.
Yeah, I will bite myself.
Listen, as someone who's bitten my own tongue, the side of my own cheek before, yes, that's obviously a thing. I wish it then healed me. That'd be great.
That would be amazing.
You'd feel no pain.
No. You hear rustling coming from inside the house.
Jeremy has sheathed his swords and has walked away from the worms and is sitting cross-legged. I guess, he's not sitting cross-legged because he's tired. He just lays down. It's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be here for a little bit. Okay, gonna take a nap.
Basil will trot over again and be like, hey, buddy. And like lie next to you.
I like the idea the corgi just sits on top of his back, like, because he's on the ground on his stomach, and there's just a corgi on his back.
Yeah, just like, but that is very much the vibe you're getting from Basil right now. Is he's going like, hey, buddy, you're good, you're fine.
I kind of want art now of little baby tiger with a little corgi just sat on top, just all looking happy.
Yeah.
Mighty
Clearwind.
Cutlet.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Go ahead. Mighty Cutlet just yells towards the house.
Hey, Penguin Man! We defeated your sidekicks. Come and face Mighty Cutlet and Entourage.
Entourage.
Entourage. You hear from inside the house a little bit more banging and scraping, and then, not a man, I'm an Aarakocra! But he does not come out.
Clearwind's gonna fly up to the door and start banging on it and being like, get out here! No!
Bang, 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 bang. Now that you're up to the house, you can actually look in one of the windows as you bang on the door, and you see Mark Marginalia is packing a bag and is trying to head towards the back door.
Is the front door locked?
If you try it, no, it is not locked.
I'm just gonna open the door. I'm like,
you walked up and started banging on it. Yeah, you open the door, and Mark, who has been stuffing what looks like just clothing and a dog whistle and some other stuff and some half-done book covers into his backpack, looks up and goes, All right. Well, I can double my offer. Like, I still have all the moles, and I mean, you're gonna need all those moleskins. I mean, come on. And now, don't you want all those books covered nicely?
Cutlet wants secret base.
I mean,
Yeah, can we have your house?
Yes. You know what? Absolutely. You let me go. And it's yours. Keys under the mat on the front door. Just lift up the little welcome mat. It's right there. You're gonna have to take care of the moles, but you know what? That's fine. I can go set up my moleskin business somewhere else. And he's like slowly moving towards the back door.
Can I cast Entangle so that he can't leave?
You're casting Entangle. Scribbles, what were you about to do?
I wanted to make sure he doesn't take the books because we were sent to find the books. If he's running off with those.
He's actually not running off with those books. You see the 6 of them still sitting by the table next to the door. Okay. Clearwind, you cast Entangle. I'm not even going to make rolling happen. You watch as Mark's like, oh, it's all yours. This house is all yours. Whoa! And then just wrapped up. How does your Entangle look?
A bunch of like vines come up out of the floor of the house, I guess. And they in theory it's a big 20-foot area, but they're mainly focused on Mark, and they're like grabbing him, and they're all wrapped around him. He can't move. He's kind of like, oh.
This is not the kind of hug I was expecting.
Well, he can't try and run away from us.
Well, I'm not trying to run away. I'm trying to leave your property, because now this belongs to you, right? You don't want trespassers on your property, right?
Well, you haven't like given us the deed or anything, so technically it's still yours.
There's a deed? I mean, it's a cavern. I just kind of moved in here with my moles.
Oh.
I mean, I'll write you up a deed. If you want a deed, I will write you a deed. Absolutely. I'm going to need my hands. And you see his hand flippers kind of through the
I call back to everyone. I'm like, what do we think of this?
We got books back.
Cutlet wants secret base.
We got a secret base.
And we got
free
mole
moles.
sidekicks.
We do have free moles.
And snacks. There's enough for both. I think this is a very good deal.
This is net positive.
So, shall I write you up that deed right now? You just gotta let me write.
I'm like looking back and I'm, yeah. Yeah. I let his arms go.
He very quickly moves to a desk and pulls out a piece of paper and a very nice writing implement, and in surprisingly neat handwriting for an Aarakocra that's a penguin who has a flipper, writes out what is essentially the simplest deed ever. Just I bequeath my house and moles and all property in this cavern that I found a while ago and just built a house to. What was your names again? I didn't get your names.
I'm Clearwind.
Mighty Cutlet.
This is Basil. You have to include Basil on it. He helped.
Absolutely, Basil and Scribbles and Tiger Person.
That's Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy the confuzzled.
I'm
Jeremy.
sorry. Confuddle Jeremy. Absolutely.
Confuzzled, not confuddled.
Put some respect on his name. He killed your bookworms.
It's less about respect and more about being able to spell it. But yeah, absolutely. You've seen he's now scribbled out this name 3 times and writing it out.
You see out the door, Jeremy's still on the ground, and he's got like one paw like over his head, and the other one's just waving.
Mark Marginalia draws some cute stuff in the sides of this deed, signs the piece of paper, hands it to Clearwind, and then says, like I said, key under the mat. Am I free to go?
Do you have that whistle? We should have the whistle.
Oh, yeah, give us the whistle.
I mean, if you want to summon your own purple bookworm, sure. And he reaches into the backpack and tosses you the whistle and turns and runs out the back door unless someone stops him.
No, I'll leave him. I'll let him go.
Good job, team. We did good.
I
We
imagine
got secret base.
sidekicks.
I imagine it's so much more anticlimactic for Jeremy though, who's seeing the whole house from outside. They see the Aarakocra run out the back, but then Jeremy just sees him just run off the cavern into a tunnel.
Yep. He just runs off into what you assume is the sunset. All right, you are now 4-part owners of a house in a cavern that
5-part.
5-part owners of a house in a cavern with 1,233 moles and secret tunnels leading back into Candlekeep and 6 books that you were
1,233 snacks for Scribbles.
Now we gotta keep some for sidekicks.
I mean, it depends on how well you breed them, I guess. I don't know. It's up to you. And the 6 books that you were looking to find, do you return the books and do you tell anybody else about your secret base?
No,
it's a secret base.
It's a secret for a reason.
Jeremy several times almost says it out loud, and like straight up was like about to say secret base, but like just imagine Cutlet just like whips
I feel
with, like one of the wings.
Anyone, like all of our appendages, you know, like Scribbles' tongue, Clearwind's head, just everyone. He's not saying anything.
I'm going to fast forward. We're back to Candlekeep. You've made your way back to the room that has been destroyed with the 6 books. You're standing there in front of avowed Dewey, who's looking at all 6 and goes, very well done. So where did you find them?
In a hole in the wall. And that's it.
Yep, but
freak mole accident.
A mole hole in the wall. Well, then, that's very...
We filled the hole, definitely.
Wait.
And there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, there was a purple bookworm did all this, and we ate it. So it's fine. It's all fine.
Wait, did we eat the worm?
We ate the worm.
Okay.
Yep, we barbecued it.
That's
All right.
what happened.
and we totally didn't find any sort of like...
He's not saying anything.
We found the books. The books we found.
I need someone to give me a deception check with advantage because all of you are working together on this. One person roll me a deception check at advantage.
Who has the highest deception?
Let's not metagame this one.
I feel like it's probably either Scribbles or Clearwind since the 2 of you are doing the most talking.
That's fair. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I have a... Well, we're not metagaming.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious from before.
I think
Scribbles
Clearwind
is
was
not
the
a
one
good
that
layer.
did that.
That one's better.
There we
It's
go,
a 19. The first one was a 6.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Fortunately, Mighty Cutlet and Jeremy kind of add onto it, and avowed Dewey, who has put down the 6 books that you have found and is kind of thumbing through one of them, and you can see that he's stopped listening intently as you've told this very strange story, which is kind of usual for this guy that is supposed to be your handler. And he's just started looking through one of the books and says, well, all right. Well, I guess if what took place here is all taken care of and you've got the books back, that's really all that matters. I'm a little worried about purple bookworms, but we'll keep an eye. I'll add those to the wards. I'll have them add them to the wards. Meanwhile, good
probably
job.
Also add moles.
Moles. I didn't think they could get through concrete, but okay, all right.
Yeah, don't worry about it. just in case.
I mean, it sounds like I have to worry about it if they're getting through the concrete, but sure. I'll add moles
We're
and
just
purple
thinking
bookworms.
of problems that should get solved sooner rather than later.
Yes, forward thinking. I appreciate that, Scribbles. That's not normal for you, but I appreciate the growth. Congratulations. Why don't you all go get something to eat, and I'll let everybody know about the wards that we need to update. And I've been meaning to read this. And he walks out with Empire of Exiles, and that's where we'll pause. And maybe at some point in the future, these 5 familiar.
Don't forget Basil.
I can't forget Basil. I'm sorry. These 5 familiars will come back to with their secret tunnel and their secret base and their 1,233 moles. But for the moment, that's where we're going to stop. So let's take a moment and go around the horn and go ahead and introduce yourselves, starting with Jay.
Oh, hi, I'm Jay. I'm here. I'm the office coordinator. I mod sometimes. Yeah, and I've had fun.
I'm glad you had fun. Treavor.
Hi, I'm Treavor Bettis. I'm the community manager here at Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. And yeah, I was playing Jeremy, and he's gonna have some new phobias after this one. Yeah, had a blast.
And Jeremy is available right now in the game. You can go ahead and
1,000
get
gems in the gem shop. You can go grab Jeremy with you can see over there. Look,
He's just a little guy.
Bag. Oh, he's so cute.
so cute.
But that's not the only thing you can get in the store today, though.
Well, and I mean, Clearwind and Basil are also familiars who are available, and also Anita playing Mighty Cutlet. Who there is a there is a Mighty Cutlet available in the game. Anita, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Anita. I'm one of the artists at Idle Champions. And yeah, Mighty Cutlet will always forever be in my heart.
And I just got
And
a
your
point.
secret base.
Yes, and your secret base.
Yes.
And also thank you once again for the amazing makeup that you did. That's I have to say, when we all saw Anita this morning, it was like, well, okay, I don't have the makeup skills here, but we're gonna do this. And last but not least, Erin playing Scribbles, who is also available now in the game. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm a content designer for Idle Champions. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga and the now available Empire of Exiles. If you want to be cool like Avowed Dewey and Mark Marginalia, you too can get a copy of Empire of Exiles for your very own.
I didn't realize that Avowed Melville Dewey was considered cool, but I'll take
Cool
it.
now. Everybody who reads my books are cool. What are you talking about?
Go read Erin's books. I mean, I read Empire of Exiles, and it was absolutely amazing. And so,
I have the same reading speed as Jeremy. I'm getting through it.
Still enjoying it. You're
hell yeah, I am.
enjoying it.
Hell yeah.
The only reason I got through it as quickly as I did is I had a couple of very long plane flights, so that helped. But trust me, I wanted to devour that super fast. You know what else I wanted to devour? This game. I'm glad that it happened. Thank you. I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the content coordinator here at Idle Champions. Coming up next, right after us, is Mars. Mars? Yes, yep. Mars. Who I'm sure is going to be doing some awesome stuff. And then later, you're stuck with me again as I am joined by Michelle and Alexis as we're doing a sketching hour. But in the meanwhile, thank you, everybody. Thank you to our moderators, who I believe were Jordan and Martin. Thank you to the two of you. Thank you to everybody who hung out and chat. And we'll see you hopefully for Overbooked 2 Secret Tunnels.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnels.
Bye.
Bye.